With Nintendo's NX mysteriously looming in the distance, it's time to start preparing our eulogies for the Wii U. Despite presenting interesting possibilities with its tablet-esque controller, Nintendo mostly failed to deliver software that showcased what the hardware could really do. I mean, seriously, where was Pokemon Snap U? Was Nintendo worried about making too much money? But while the Wii U left a lot to be desired, there are a handful of games that took the gamepad and ran with it, giving us unique experiences that no other home console could replicate. So dust off your paperweight, gamepad, because these are the top 5 best uses of the Wii U's hardware. Coming in at number 5 is Art Academy Home Studio. While it's more of an app than a game, Art Academy is a perfect fit for the Wii U. Your gamepad becomes a canvas, allowing you to make digital masterpieces, or highly detailed phalluses. While the series had previously appeared on the DS and 3DS, the gamepad's larger screen gives players more space to work with. You might be asking yourself, why not just draw something in real life? Have you ever tried to buy art supplies? Paper doesn't grow on scratch that. Regardless, Art Academy is a powerful, cost-effective tool for starving artists who just happen to spend the little savings they had on a Wii U. Total side note here, but why wasn't the game's old bearded mascot included in Smash Bros? Our number 4 game showed us that sometimes the most obvious idea is a good one. The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD adapted the cel-shaded GameCube classic into a 2-screen experience with finesse. While Wind Waker certainly didn't need an update, mapping the game's menu navigation on a touchscreen made a huge difference. On the GameCube, you had to pause every time you needed to switch an item out. Here you can switch items on the fly without having to leave the action, making for a much more fluid, immersive adventure. Plus, Wind Waker took advantage of the gamepad's rarely used gyroscope controls, allowing you to aim arrows or take photos by physically moving the screen. Funny, you'd think that making the gamepad into a camera would inspire Nintendo to make... oh, okay, I'll give it a rest. Flying in at number 3 is Star Fox Guard. No, not Star Fox Zero, but the free throwaway game bundled with it. You know, the one starring Slippy and his terrifying Uncle Grippy? While the quality of the game itself is questionable, there's no doubt that the way it uses perspective is sort of brilliant. In this quirky tower defense game, player uses the gamepad to set up 12 cameras on the map. Your TV serves as sort of a security station where you can only see what those 12 cameras can see. As enemies start to pour in, the player has to switch between the TV and gamepad to cover all their blind spots. Some enemies can only be seen on the gamepad and vice versa. Guard even accidentally can function as a multiplayer game, where your friends can help you by calling out enemies on the TV while you manage the gamepad. It's a shame that something so interesting came so late in the console's lifespan, but as far as swan songs go, it could be worse. I mean, it could be Star Fox Zero. Indie darling affordable space adventures crash lands into our number 2 spot. While Nintendo slowly sputtered out big games like Smash Bros. That failed to use the gamepad in any way, indie developers took the concept of the Wii U and ran with it. The pinnacle of that came with Nap Knock Games' little action puzzler that combined Limbo and Space Team into a micro masterpiece. Here, players must navigate a spaceship through a bizarre alien planet, managing their vessel's sound, heat, and electricity output along the way. The gamepad becomes a control panel where players fiddle with the ship's features on the fly. While the game itself simply revolves around flying a ship, the gamepad elevates the simple concept by making it a more hands-on experience. I'd imagine this is what flying a spaceship is actually like. You know, just pressing buttons until the ship moves. NASA, I'm ready for you. Our number 1 pick should come as no surprise. Super Mario Maker, aka the launch title that should have been. Had Mario Maker been released with the Wii U rather than late in its lifespan, I'd wager Nintendo would be sitting on a little more money right now. Mario Maker is a stroke of brilliance, using the gamepad as a powerful level creation tool. The game allows you to make full Mario courses by physically placing elements on screen. It's a genuinely special game that finds a way to make something as complicated as game development accessible and intuitive thanks to the gamepad. The fact that even young kids could make Mario levels as easily as they could draw them is amazing. Mario Maker is more than a game. It's a robust tool with the power to inspire players to become game designers. It's almost like how Pokemon Snap U could have inspired players to become photographers. Okay, I'm done now. So there you have it, 5 Wii U games that made great use of the console's technology. We don't know what's in store for Nintendo's future, but hopefully they'll take more from these successes than, say, Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival. But let's just all agree that Grippy Toad deserves to be buried in a landfill, E.T. style, along with the Wii U's eventual overstock. Amen. The pinnacle of that came with The pinnacle of that came with Napnox games. The pinnacle of that came with Napnox games. Oh my god.